Welcome to the Planvine lineup venue wizard. In this tutorial, I'm going to look at the second step um, in the process of adding a venue to the system. In the second step, this is where we add the additional details we require to get the venue live. And in this tutorial, I'm actually going to look at a scenario where we only have the venue name or website, and we don't have a Facebook page for that venue. Either it's not been given or you've not been able to identify it. As you'll know from the first tutorial on this page, we try and use a Facebook ID to collect data and to help add the data to the venue. But where that's not possible, where it's not been possible to identify a Facebook page for a venue, we have to use just the venue website. So what we do here is we actually need to look up the venue from Google. So I'm going to go to the venue website first, and I can see here that there is an address. So what we're looking for is an address to add into Google, to look up on Google. So the Poetry Cafe. So the first thing to do is to look up the Poetry Cafe and see if it's there. So actually, we can see here the Poetry Cafe at Betterton Street in London, and we know from looking at the website that the address is Betterton Street, London. So actually, that is the venue we want. And when we click on it, it puts in the address and it puts in the latitude and longitude, and so that's great. That's exactly what we need. If for any reason we were unable to find that, if the venue wasn't given, we could just put in the address here. I copy that in, and just look up the address, add that in, and then change the name back to the name of the venue. So that's one way of doing it. We look it up on venue. If the venue is, we look up the venue on Google. If the venue is on Google, we can click on it and add it. If it's not, we can actually add the address and then just change the name. So we know this venue is on Google. So I'm just going to click on that, and that's put in the address details and the latitude and longitude which we require. What I'm going to do quickly for the short address is just add in the name, and then all we do for the short address is it's the venue name followed by the city, town or city. So that's fine. That's those bits covered. Now we are actually going to look and try and find a description, because that's really useful, and ideally we would get that added. We don't have a Facebook page to go to try and find a description, so we're going to go back to the venue website, and if there's an About Us page, we're going to head to that, or it might be that it's actually on the main page for that, and there's just looking for a brief description of what that venue is. And so we can see here, this is a description bit here. We can take as much or as little of it as we think is useful. I'm going to take the first couple of paragraphs, because I think that kind of covers everything that's needed. So you need to use a little bit of judgment there on how much to add, but I'm just going to remove the paragraph. But essentially, it's just getting some description in there. It doesn't have to be overly long, but finding a description of that venue on the venue website is important. So there we go, we've added description. Now we're going to look at additional details. So do they have a phone number or an email address? Again, back to the venue website. We can see straight away that there's a number in there. If it's not on the home page, we can normally go to the Contact Us page and see if they have details. And again, they have a telephone number in there. So I'm just going to add the phone number in. And when I go back to the Contact Us page, I can see that there is an email address. Unfortunately, I can't copy and paste it, but it's info@poetrysociety.org.uk. So I can add that in pretty easily. So it was just info@poetrysociety.org.uk. poetry site. So there we go. We've got the phone number, we've got the email address, and now it is actually really important we try and get some venue tags. We try and get these from Facebook if they're added on Facebook, and we find them on Facebook. If not, then we need to use our judgment, and we need to basically make a decision from looking at the venue website on what this is. Now, straight away, we know it's a cafe. It's called the Poetry Cafe. So what we can do in the venue tags is we can go cafe. That's great. We can look for other ones. This is poetry, so we could look for literature. That's not a tag, so we don't have that. But we've got the tag in there. It's a cafe. We've tagged it as a cafe. So we've completed that, and it's really useful to try and get those venue tags. So there you have it. We've added all the details we require for this venue when there wasn't a Facebook ID to use. We've looked it up on Google, and then we've used the venue website. We've gone to their website, and we've captured the extra data which we are looking to add to get this venue created. So then I can hit create, and that moves us onto the next step of the process, and that's adding an image, and that's covered in a separate tutorial.